With the 33rd pick in the NBA entry draft, the Toronto Raptors selected Christian Koloko, a player I've been a big fan of for a while now. And in today's video, I'm going to give you everything you need to know about the player and why the Raptors selected him with their pick. Let's get into it. What's going on, NBA Raptors fans? It's Jacob here back with Amateur Hour Sports for another Toronto Raptors YouTube video. On this channel, I'm bringing you the greatest coverage and analysis on the latest Toronto Raptors news, and I'm doing it all throughout the offseason, especially with great draft content on the way. So if you like what you see from today's video, then make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We are on a road to 10,000 subscribers, and you can help us get there. And if you find yourself enjoying this video along the way, be sure to give us a like. We're trying to get to 200 likes on today's video. But today's video is all about the newest member of the Toronto Raptors, Christian Koloko. He was selected with the 33rd overall pick in the draft by the Raptors, and I'm so happy with this pick. The Raptors got a really good player here, and you are going to find out why. So what we want to break down in this video, we're going to cover who is Christian Koloko. If you're learning about him for the first time, you have come to the right place. We're going to talk about his stats from his final college season with Arizona. We're going to go into his strengths, the biggest reasons why the Raptors drafted him, his weaknesses, things that he can work on with the Raptors development team, and then we're going to finish on why the Raptors ended up selecting him. So for starters, Christian Koloko just played with Arizona. He is 22 years old now, and I think some of the biggest things for him as a center is that he is 7 feet, 7'1" with a 7'5" wingspan. In fact, his wingspan is over 7'5", and that is probably a big reason why the Raptors wanted to draft him in this position. One of the best things about Christian Koloko is that he has continued to develop a lot year after year. He played 3 seasons at Arizona, and admittedly, 22 is a bit of an old player to be selecting, but won MIP in his conference last season. He is willing to work on his game. He's willing to consistently get better. And he picked up basketball a little bit later on in life, so there is plenty of development left to be had for a player like this. And with the Raptors development team that we know so well, some great things can happen. So how good was this MIP season with Arizona? So for starters, he averaged 12.6 points per game here, which is pretty good for a player in his position on a team as good as Arizona. Along with that, he had 7.3 rebounds, 0.8 steals, and just an absolutely ridiculous 2.8 blocks per game. Again, on ridiculous field goal percentage, shooting 64% from the field. And another phenomenal stat about this big guy that maybe you go a little bit unnoticed here is that his free throw percentage also 74%. So that is great for a big man, because this is not a player that's really stretching the floor shooting threes, but the 74% free throw percentage does indicate that he has the potential to stretch the floor at some point in his career. And now let's get into the strengths about this player, the reason the Raptors drafted him, a lot of the reasons why the Raptors drafted him, at least in this position. You gotta love the size and the wingspan, 7'1" with a 7'5" wingspan, and with that size, he is super athletic. Usually when you get these 7-foot type of guys in the NBA, they lack a lot of the athleticism. That is not the case for Christian Koloko. He moves up and down the floor really well. On defense, uses that athleticism to stay with his checks. If he switches onto a guard, he's okay handling himself on the perimeter. He's okay handling himself in drop coverage. One of the biggest things about him, and one of the biggest reasons why Arizona was such a good defensive team in the NCAA last season. Very good rebounder. I know the size, you're going to be a good rebounder no matter what, but uses his size to his advantage, and he reads the bounce as well, gets in the right area. Another great thing about his game. On offense, footwork is phenomenal. Like, he played soccer growing up, grew up in Douala, Cameroon. That sounds familiar. It's because the exact same hometown as Pascal Siakam, if you'd believe it. But his footwork is great. He uses that to be a great player to operate in the post. Has some excellent post moves, knows how to score at the bucket. Like a lot of these bigs, they're tall, they're going to score. For Christian Koloko, he is a guy that uses that size along with his footwork, along with his great post moves, which you can tell he's worked on so much to be a better player, uses that to his advantage. We talked already about his defense, and his shot blocking is just excellent. His timing is amazing. You saw that 2.8 blocks per game. Timing is great. Size is going to get you a lot of those blocks, but he's in the right positions, gets up well, and can just play volleyball with some of those shots going up. The best thing about him is his defense. He can be a defensive anchor for a team, has the potential to do that, even as a second-round pick. I was saying last week in my breakdown for this player leading into the draft, this could be the best defensive player in the draft, and you're getting him in the second round. That sounds amazing. Does well on both ends of the floor at really dominating the paint, and really is starting to show a little bit of signs of getting that jump shot ready. We saw with the free throw percentage. Can kind of hit his mid-range shots. If he's open, he can hit them. He can do it. Three-point game just really isn't there, but with the jump shot signs there, the Nick Nurse school of shooting, it 100% is a possibility he can get up to that level. But there are obviously some things that we don't like about him. That's why he went in the second round, so let's get into those here. For Christian Koloko, number one is his draft age. He's 22 years old. You'd like to be getting a guy, 20 or younger, but if you identify that he is worth in that position, then you're going to do it, and the Raptors did exactly that. Playmaking and ball handling also aren't very great. I mean, if he gets trapped on the outside, he can kind of lead to a few turnovers here and there, just something that needs to be worked on. I mean, for a big, I guess you're not really going to be focusing on that, but it does need to be cleaned up so he doesn't get trapped in those positions at the NBA level. One-dimensional in the sense that he's like a rim guy. He's not going to be playing on the outside on offense. Raptors love the switchability aspect, which you can do on defense, but on offense, maybe clogs up a little bit of the paint. For a guy of his size, though, I think you can absolutely live with that. And the final thing that we have here is his unreliable jump shot. I mean, he's fine in mid-range. Like, he's not great. Like, it's acceptable for a player his size, but it definitely needs to get better. But again, for a 7'1" guy showing good shooting from the line, it is 100% a possibility the Raptors can sort that out. So overall, what the Raptors wanted here, I mean, they said it in the pre-draft. They are looking for a player who's switchable on defense, plays really good defense, can guard a lot of different positions. Now, for a guy who's 7'1", I mean, he's going to be locking down the paint. That's your defensive anchor. That's what you want to get out of him by drafting him. That's what the Raptors were 100% looking for. But when he switches on to faster players, sure, sometimes he'll get blown by, but he can 100% hold his own in those positions. The Raptors, Masai Ujiri said that they are missing a rim protector, and that is something that they need to address going into next season. Well, instead of having to address it in free agency by getting guys like, Aaron Baines and Alex Len, we did it in the draft at 33rd overall. There was a ton of upside available with Koloko in this position. This is a phenomenal pick by the Raptors. As far as my draft board going into the draft, he was number 4 on my list at the time of the Raptors pick. David Roddy was gone, so he was third highest at the time of the draft. I really wanted Justin Lewis. I thought that would have been a great pick for the Raptors, but I am in no way, shape, or form upset with Christian Koloko here. This is a great pick by the Raptors. It is a great day to be a Raptors fan, knowing that this guy is on the team. As far as his role for next season goes, I feel like he does have the ability to contribute at the NBA level. He is such a talented rim protector already. Size-wise, I mean, he's physically strong. He can get a little bit more buff, can put on a little bit of muscle, but I think he can do that over the offseason. I really think that he can be a contributor in the NBA, maybe bounce around a little bit from the G League and from the Raptors team. It's great that we have the ability to do that because the Raptors 9-5 play so close, in such close proximity to the Scotiabank Arena. You can work that out. You can do double duty. That's going to be great for his development. He's in a system that is really going to be able to harness the potential that he definitely has. This is a great pick by the Raptors. It definitely fits the type of pick that they want to make, and it helps us out. I mean, regardless of the positional need, like that we desperately need a center that we now have, like this is a great pick regardless of the positional needs. If I were to give this pick a grade, I would be tempted to give this an A. Wouldn't necessarily give it an A+, an A- or A, because the Raptors got a really good player here. This guy, I was expecting him. I actually bet on him to go in the first round. I was not expecting him to fall to the Raptors, but I've been covering him for a while. People in our chat on Twitch have been big fans of him, and shout out to D-Wiz on our Twitch streams, by the way. The first person to bring this guy to my attention a few weeks ago, and my goodness, look at us now, talk about him being the newest Toronto Raptors player. We're going to have a great offseason of content talking about this guy, and I can't wait to see him in the Summer League. His first time playing for the Raptors. I think we got a really good player here, and I hope you do as well. So let me know your thoughts and opinions on Christian Koloko in the comments down below. Are you a big fan of this pick? Did Masai Ujiri get it right on draft night? Let's hear it all and start that discussion. But that is it for me for today's video. Please, if you did enjoy, drop a like on the video. We want to hit 200 likes on today's video. And when you like the video, it lets YouTube know that there are other people just like yourself who may want to see this, and it recommends it to more people. It only takes you a second to like the video, and it does help me out a lot. And if you're new and you are enjoying this video and you enjoyed enjoyed this one and want to see more just like it, be sure to subscribe to Amateur Hour Sports. We're on our road to 10,000 subscribers. You can help us get there, and in return, I'm going to be giving you the greatest coverage and analysis on the latest Toronto Raptors news all throughout the off season. Thanks so much to everybody who came into the Twitch stream last night. We had such a great time talking about all the picks, especially the Christian Koloko pick. We stream every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. So I hope to see you there, and I'll see you again next time for another video.